They're eating the dogs, Ciarnan, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
you know
dogs.
that?
They were
They're
eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years, and just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to the school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan. We're back. New off-season stuff. We didn't do before. We took the off-seasons off, but we are back with video. I never thought this day would come here. I never thought we were going to do video for this podcast.
It's a big milestone. I'm not going to lie to you.
It is. I feel like viewership's going to tank. They're going to take one look at us and go, not for me. Two white men talking about college football. There's a billion of those.
Yeah.
We're different. We talk about meth raccoons and eating dogs. It's great. It's a grand old time. Ciarnan, what did you do on our little break?
I did a lot of gaming, frankly. I downloaded a whole bunch of new video games, which was really fun. Took a few weeks off, relaxing, drinking. But the big thing I did was go to your wedding, buddy.
That's right. I am married. Officially, ladies, I am off the market. I've been having to beat him off with a stick ever since. No, I have not been at all.
All right, Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, no, I am married. Ciarnan was there. A lot of my closest friends and family were there. It was a great time. We do have some content out of that, not like video or pictures that we're posting for the podcast. My wife is supportive of this endeavor. I don't think she would be that supportive. I don't think I would be that supportive either, and it's my podcast. But before we get into that, and before we get into our big topic, we're tiering some rivalry trophies. I'm very excited about this, Ciarnan. I did a lot of work for this, actually.
I noticed you were messaging me a lot while I was at work. I'm like, shit, I gotta look at this, and then promptly didn't. So that's my bad. But
no, it's fine. That's why I did a lot of the work beforehand last night and stuff, just so we could hit the ground running if you didn't have time. But some news before we get into this. I think this is how we're going to do the offseason, Ciarnan. Some news, and then kind of our silly little topic or something until we get into towards the end of the season. We've talked about this. We're doing 2 episodes about the Aer Lingus Classic. We were supposed to do it this week. I realized I didn't have time to get everything ready. I wanted to do it right because Ciarnan's Irish. I'm a little Irish. We both love Ireland, though.
Yeah.
So true. I wanted to do it right. I wanted to make sure I had all the graphics ready. I had everything. And I couldn't do it. And also with the history of one of the stadiums that we'll be talking about, we need to do that with a very delicate touch.
Yes.
Especially one event at that stadium in particular in the 1920s. So we're gonna be careful about that, but we'll figure that out as the game gets closer. We have some other topics we're going to do, not just hearing. We're going to talk about games, talking about stadiums, things like that. But we figured we'd do it with a little lighthearted, silly one. Before we get to that, Ciarnan, there were reports this week that Hard Knocks could not find a willing participant for their show this year. And they were going to be going to UNC, down to Chapel Hill with Billy O'Brien. Not O'Brien, Billy Belichick. Billy O'Brien is the bane of my existence. It's fine. I just hate him so much. I always think about him. But yeah, it's like my wife, Bill O'Brien. 2 things I'm always there, and my cats. Like 3 things always on my mind.
I gotta say, as a tier list, that's a real weird one to start off with. My wife, Bill O'Brien, cats.
Not cats. I love my cats. I would not say I'm a cat person. No, it's an important distinction. But I was really looking forward to this. Talks have since broken down, but we're going to talk about it. This is the Bill Belichick probably would have lit the HBO offices on fire when he was head coach of the Patriots if they tried to get him on Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that they were going to talk about it was going to be insane. The fact they were going to do it is insane. Do you have any thoughts?
Thoughts of trying to do anything with Bill Belichick other than win football games and sign C-class receivers to championship winning teams is dumb. Like, just let him, give him all the resources he asks for, and watch him win championships and games. And that's all you need. That's all you need from him. There's no creative, directive movie, TV show things that he should ever do. He doesn't have the character for it. Just let him be by himself in his little inclusive or reclusive bubble and leave him alone.
Make sure that bubble is away from all the sororities. But what do you think him and his girlfriend talk about?
I don't know. I've seen that a lot, and I'm just like, I care not to think about this because they don't have anything in common. They are like as far apart as you could be as a couple.
I mean, she did go to Dean, I think, which is in Franklin, right up the road from Foxborough. So she's probably a Patriots fan.
Oh, yeah,
sure. Anyone who's going to date a 70-year-old Bill Belichick. So I don't know. I know he's rich. Is he just slanging meat?
He must be. I mean, apart from being an all-time Hall of Fame coach, that's the only redeeming quality I could possibly conjure up in this scenario. So yeah, we just have to go assume the worst, I guess, or best, depending on how you view that.
I mean, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
The erectile dysfunction really starts hitting at this age. So maybe he is on some of those performance enhancing drugs. But it's great. Sorry, I was looking for a video.
Yeah.
And I have found it. I think this answers the question, though. Is he just slanging meat? And I think we found it. I have to mess around with all my settings real quick to share the screen. The greatest video of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Just Bill Belichick doing a walk of shame real quick, shirtless. Things got weird right after he left the Patriots.
They really did.
That actually might have been when he was still with the Patriots. But yeah, so
you know what I gotta think about is her parents. Because all I can think of is the dad is probably a huge Patriots fan. I'm assuming, living in the area. And just going, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, arguably the greatest coach of all time has brought my 20 years of the middle of my life unbridled joy in the terms of 6 championships. Yet banging my daughter.
Yeah.
It's like...
You know, she didn't immediately go, I'm dating Bill Belichick. She's like, Mom, Dad, I met someone. Oh, who? Well, they're involved with the Patriots. Oh. Player? Christian Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Maybe, I think it was around that time. Maybe Mac Jones, even though he's with someone. I don't know if parents know that much about players' dating lives. No, he's a coach, or he's a former coach. Well,
there's plenty in the younger age.
Yeah, there's, strength and conditioning coach. Like, You're not as excited about that, but, good for her. We're happy for her. She met someone. No, they were a pretty important coach. Former, though. I mean, Josh McDaniels is around 40. That's a little weird. Yeah. It's not Josh McDaniels.
Oh, Matt Patricia, then. He was a good defensive coach. A bit beardy, but, I get it.
Bill Belichick. And Mom was like, oh, sweetie, that's wonderful. The dad had a heart attack. 50% from, oh my God, Bill Belichick's dating my daughter. That's awesome. 50% from, my daughter's banging Bill Belichick.
Yeah, exactly. That conversation, I can see the dad just getting stone-faced, getting up, leaving the room, and frankly, just going on a really long walk.
Has to collect his thoughts.
Yeah.
Am I happy about this? Am I upset? Just don't think about them doing it, Mr. Bill Belichick's girlfriend's father. Just don't even think about it. Nobody wants to think about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure his girlfriend doesn't want to think about that.
Yeah.
But hey, he's happy, I guess. So good for him. That was a weird turn that I don't think we've ever reached on this podcast.
Look, we were all thinking it. The minute we bring up the girlfriend, we were all thinking it.
No, the minute we bring up UNC now, that's the first thing I think of. I don't think about Bill Belichick, the 8-time Super Bowl champion, as a coach. I think of Bill Belichick banging a 24-year-old. Not physically doing it, but because that I would throw up immediately. Yeah. But yeah, so UNC was going to be featured on Hard Knocks, and then talks broke down. So there's that. Some actual college football news. ACC has settled their lawsuit with FSU and Clemson. For those who do not remember, Clemson and FSU were suing the ACC to basically get whatever they wanted here, which they did, reducing the leave penalty, exit fee. Next year will be $165 million instead of like the $700 million that was quoted due to operating revenue. Then it's going to decrease by $18 million every year until settling at $75 million in 2030, 2031. Revenue distribution will also be based on a 5-year rolling average. 6% of TV money will be distributed this way, with total viewership for that team divided by 8 total ACC viewership to get their percentage of that 60%, with the other 40% being an even split. Ciarnan, what are your thoughts on this settlement?
It's ironic that FSU has essentially taken double the amount of L's since last season, because I get that they're paying less overall, but you know, the viewership alone is just going to tank their revenue because nobody wants to watch FSU anymore. Clemson still has like, they're nowhere near as good as they were in the 2010s, but they still have like, at least they're winning. You know, maybe Dabo can revive some of that, you know, late season runs, but
little old Clemson.
Yeah, little old Clemson. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things like it's you did this when you had all the cards, and now you most certainly do not after that garbage season.
Yeah, I mean, they are 4th, I think. This might be across all sports. This is from, Did the ACC die today? Notre Dame, non-ACC, Georgia Tech, Miami, Clemson, FSU. So 5th, Notre Dame and their ACC teams. BC, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Stanford, NC State, Syracuse, Duke, Cal, North Carolina, Pitt, Virginia, Wake Forest, and then SMU, arguably the best team in the ACC, at the bottom. Appearances were pretty evenly split. But yeah, so it's going to be weird. I think it seems like Florida State and Clemson got everything they wanted, though. And I thought about this comparison earlier. The ACC is the husband that married up, and Clemson and FSU are the disgruntled wives who want a divorce, but those like, no, we need to stay together for the kids. I'll give you whatever you want, but like, please don't leave me. And Clemson and Florida State were like, okay, I want to bang other people. Oh, ACC. Oh, you want an old marriage? No, I want to bang other people. You stay home every night with the kids.
Exactly. And
the ACC, being a bunch of cucks, said sure. They got scared. And so Florida State and Clemson got everything they wanted. So I don't know. I felt like this was a story all season, but an underlying story that popped up once or twice, but nobody really talked about.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I don't really know how, like, what conference they're going to the SEC, right? I think.
I don't know because they haven't officially announced they're leaving yet or where they're going to be going or anything like that.
Right,
they just want the option.
let's be real. They're probably going to go to the SEC, and then they're just going to get the brakes blown off them by the likes of Georgia and Alabama and fucking Georgia. Sorry, probably Georgia Tech as well, because I mean they beat them last year, so surely enough they can do it again this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. I don't know if the SEC would want them either.
No,
it's more money to split, or it's more money, but they'd have to split it more ways. Florida State's an embarrassment now. Yeah, across the board. I don't think Florida State's really that good at any sport. At least Clemson's decent at football.
Yeah. Is Florida State okay at baseball? I think they're decent. They're not great, but they're not,
but the problem, though, also is with doing that, they're 12-0.
Florida State baseball?
Yes.
All right, well. By me.
Okay, I take back what I said about them not being good at anything. They're good at baseball.
Well, hold on. Yeah, it's the start of the season. Let's cut us a bit of slack. All right.
And the problem though is you're going to the SEC for baseball. That is a phenomenal baseball conference.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt, Alabama's undefeated this year. They're not that good regularly. Don't worry, I'm not. Arkansas has put good players out. Mississippi State has won their only national championship in baseball within the last couple of years. I think Ole Miss has also won the college baseball World Series in the last couple of years. So the SEC is that dominant baseball conference. It's basically the dominant everything conference. Let's be real here.
Wrestling.
Except wrestling, the Big Ten does have wrestling.
Yeah.
And then the Big East has hockey.
Yeah. And the former, I'm not going to say former Pac-12, but the Western Coast schools have track and field.
That's fair. What's the dominant soccer conference?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not know.
I don't know either because
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say ACC. Yeah, hazard a guess.
Have you looked this up before?
No. Was I right?
According to soccerwisdom.com, the ACC is widely regarded as the powerhouse of NCAA soccer.
Boom, baby.
Okay, can you guess what the description is for Big Ten soccer?
Is it like a raccoon with makeup?
No. Think about their football. The Big Ten stands out for its physical oriented style of play.
Let's go.
Also, thanks Google AI. I looked up dominant soccer CFB conferences. The Southeastern Conference and Big Ten are the most dominant college football conferences. These are known as the Power Four. That's not what I Googled. AI. Give me. All right, Pac-12. Just talks about Stanford. Features a mix of technical and attacking soccer styles. The Big East, competitive conference with a rich soccer tradition, features a balanced mix of powerhouse teams and emerging programs. American Athletic Conference might not have the historic dominance, but is considered consistently fields competitive teams. CUSA carved out a niche for itself in collegiate soccer, features programs that play attacking, high-tempo offense. Does not mention the SEC anywhere. Okay. All right. Well, Soccer Wisdom, you suck. Also, check out Insert Name FC if you liked that soccer talk on the Belly Up Podcast Network to hear more soccer takes from Hector. All right. Now, time for what everyone has been waiting for, Ciarnan.
Yes.
Ciarnan is going to grade my wedding. And here's how it's going to work. It's a 1 to 10 scale. He's going to grade each of these categories and give an overall grade. The categories being venue, the food, the reception, the drinks, and my wife's dress. Please tell me that's about just wedding dresses as a whole and not my wife's specifically.
What?
You made a disgusted noise when I said my wife's dress.
Oh yeah, no, that was about wedding dresses, like generally speaking, like having a guy grade somebody else's wife's dress is always a tricky subject because, well, it's not a tricky subject. There's an easy answer, but We'll get to that.
Ciarnan, I want you to be honest, but also remember she listens to every episode.
Oh, I'm
All
fully
right.
aware.
We're going to go categories first. Venue. What did you think of the Apple Tree Inn in Lenox, Massachusetts?
I thought the venue was great, albeit a little bit on the small side. But then again, small wedding, small venue, makes sense. The views out that like veranda, I guess, style window, exquisite. Just so nice. It was unfortunate that it got dark so quickly because I was looking out and I was like, oh man, that's a beautiful view. And then by 6 o'clock, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
So venue, I'm gonna give a solid 7. I think that's right on the cusp of an 8 if it had stayed brighter longer. That's all I'll say. But that's
okay.
That's I think that's very fair, especially given like the fact that it was in February. So that's not entirely your fault. So you don't get marks off for that.
Food. For those who don't know, we did buffet style. We had pasta with a tomato-based sauce and a pesto sauce. And then we had some steak, an herb-crusted chicken. And then for dessert, we had apple crisp and brownies and handmade ice cream.
So food was great. I did get the end of the pasta, so it's a little bit dry, but I assumed that the overall flavor was good. That's, again, not your fault. That was my own fault for not getting up sooner. So I'm going to give the food an 8. I think that was solid. I was starving as well, so it helped. It certainly helped. So I really liked the food. The brownies and the apple pie at the end were bomb. So
they were so good.
They were so good. I was like, I'm going to go get 6 more, but I didn't. But alas.
That's fair. We're going to skip reception for now. We're going to go to drinks. Her drink, or signature drink, was a vodka cran. Mine was some espresso martini thing with stout and banana. I don't know if you had any of that, Ciarnan, but just drinks as a whole. Okay.
So I had both. Started with the espresso stout martini. That got the perfect kickoff to drinks, or the reception, as it were. So that was really good. I then polished off 6 vodka crans. Like, it was nobody's business. Keep in mind, there's not a lot of time between the end of the ceremony and the beginning of dinner. So I went to town on those things. 10.
Perfect.
10. I was lit by the time I got to the entrees.
All right, perfect. Reception.
Reception was also bomb. The bartender at like that secondary place, I don't really, it's hard to describe, but
secondary bar,
sure. Meanest old fashions I've had out anywhere, and I demolished those as well. The reception in that like lovely old kind of colonial-esque like inn is just so nice and like so nostalgic almost, because obviously we both grew up in New England. We've been to venues like that, so that was really nice to see. So I'm going to give the reception a 9. Thought it was pretty good.
Oh, we're moving up. I know drinks went down, but like based on the original order, we're moving up. All right, Ciarnan. My wife's dress. I
10.
don't know how to describe it.
10.
Besides the fact it was white.
It was 10. It was phenomenal. Absolutely most wonderful thing I've ever seen in my life. Brilliant job.
All right. She picked great.
She did.
Probably can't say the same about in her choice of a husband, but she did great on the dress. All right, Ciarnan. With all that in mind, the overall ranking for my wedding.
Overall, given there's an extra little bit in there where it's the camaraderie of it all, meeting all these people, especially hanging out with the guys I met during your bachelor party and all that jazz. Overall, 9. It was just shy of a 10. So 9. I think it was a great wedding. It was so much fun. Everything was well laid out. I thought I enjoyed it immensely.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, Ciarnan. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your wonderful gifts, by the way. We will be sending out thank you cards, but since I'm talking to you, I wanted to thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Next up, we have probably what people are actually here for.
Yeah.
The tiering of of rivalry game trophies. Oh, you're moving again.
Yay.
Perfect. All right. Well, sorry Ciarnan was frozen for that little bit. But it's fine. We got his words out. It's our first video. We're working out the kinks. We're getting it handled. And who knows, maybe it recorded fine. Probably not. I should have done local recordings for each of us, but I found that messing with my Wi-Fi as well. So who knows? But now Ciarnan's back. He's moving around. He's no longer frozen in awe of how great my wedding was.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
So now, Ciarnan, let's jump into these rivalry trophies. But before we do that, I would like to say something. If anyone is listening to this or watching this and goes, well, you didn't mention, I don't know, the Rip Miller trophy for the Navy Notre Dame game. Okay, there's 100+ trophies. But you do realize that. We are not doing all of them. And a bunch have bells. That's unoriginal. We're not doing a bunch of bells. A bunch of cups or bowls or cup adjacent things like a milk can, an oil can. Those are the same thing. I don't care if they all look different. They're all boring. They're unoriginal. A lot of boots, a lot of cannons, but 2 of the cannons suck. They're like little trophies. If I want a cannon, I want the whole thing. If I roll it into work, I'd better have a conversation with HR about it.
Yeah.
So the little ones, no. Some of them, Wikipedia has them listed. They don't actually do anything. Seminole War Canoe for Florida, Miami. They don't actually give that out anymore. It's not a real thing. The $5 broken chair is, I forget what school it's at, Wisconsin, Minnesota, maybe. That's not a thing, or that's like an unofficial thing. The wagon wheel for Akron, Kent State. Another school does it better, and Mormon on Mormon crime is cooler, so we're not touching that. And also, if it looks like a GPA or a PGA trophy, we didn't do it. So that knocks out the Iron Bowl trophy. That knocks out a lot. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it. It might be in alphabetical order. I think it actually is until the very end. And we're tiering them, Ciarnan. So here's the Black Diamond Trophy. Virginia Tech versus West Virginia. The record is 30-23-1. West Virginia has 30 wins. So, Ciarnan, what grade would you give this? The tiers, reminder, are S, A, B, C, and D. We can add other tiers if we want.
Mm-hmm. So this one's a really difficult one to start off with because in my initial guttural reaction is this is a cool trophy. It's got the diamond. It's got a kind of marbling look throughout. It's got solid, clean lines, all that jazz. And I don't want to rank it too high because there are others that are, I think, as good or possibly better than it. So I'm gonna be very pragmatic with my first one and go, this is a B tier.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think it is a very cool trophy. It's one that I think seeing it, you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. But nothing really makes it stand out.
Right. It's very clean. It's very nice. It's very chic. It's very elegant. But it's not wowing in any particular category.
Yep. So, all right, we're on the same page. It's going to suck if we get to 1, and I'm like, that's an S. You're like, that's a D.
Yeah. No, that's what it's going to be fun.
And I have the tier list going. Just so everyone can see it. I have it. We're making it. We're going to be adding to it. But we're using the PowerPoint because some of them it's tough to see. Mm-hmm. Next up, Bridger Rifle, Utah State versus Wyoming. Utah State has a 41-28 lead with 4 ties. Ciarnan, I think this one is our first added tier, firearm.
Yes.
And it's above S tier.
It is above S tier, yeah. Yeah, if you come in with any sort of cool-ass Western, not spaghetti Western, but like, Wild West rifle as your trophy, you automatically get the highest tier available. And we'll make a new one, or a firearms tier, because that's cool as hell.
Firearm is the added tier.
Yep.
So I'm glad we're on the same page there. The bronze boot, Colorado State versus Wyoming. Colorado State is leading that 60-51 with 5 ties. Caden, what are your thoughts?
Probably D or C tier. It's cool. It's probably has some solid history behind it and things like that, but it's just a general military-esque boot.
For non-military academies, by the way.
Yeah, for non-military academies. So I
understand like the Wild West and all that, but
you could do better.
Yeah. So D. Wyoming also has some better ones on this list. I tried not to do a bunch from one school, but Wyoming's got some cool ones. So bronze stock trophy, Ball State versus NIU. That one, it's all tied up 25, 25-2. Ball State has won 3 in a row, I believe. I think that's what you're saying, Ciarnan.
Yep.
C.
Yeah, C, because it's unique, right? That's the thing about this, is that while it's not great to look at, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty unique. I'll give it a C. It's not too bad.
It is a little taller, but there were no really good pictures of it.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I think that goes into the school, the rating, the tiering. If people don't care enough to take a good picture of it, then it's not that cool a trophy.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. It's unique, but not necessarily cool.
It's, you know what it is? It's a mid trophy for mid schools. There you go.
That is a very good point. All right. Chancellor Spurs, Texas versus Texas Tech.
Give it to me. What do you think?
D.
Really? Okay,
D.
Here we go. All right, why? Tell me why first.
They look cool. It looks like a cool trophy. I don't like, and we're going to see this later too with another one, I don't like when trophies are designed to look like wearable items, but they're not wearable.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from there. Okay, I see that. I'm going to give this one a B. I think this is particularly cool. I really like the kind of the like weird pattern engraving that's like behind both logos. I think, given the history of Cowboys in Texas, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, give me a B for that one.
Okay. So that
split the difference in C.
C.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Perfect. Moving on. I didn't give the records that. Okay. Floyd of Rosedale, Iowa versus Minnesota. Iowa's leading that 65-53 with 2 ties. Ciarnan, what do you got?
D. There's nothing really nice about it. I get this is a lot of history. It's from 1935, but it's
a pig, Ciarnan.
Yeah, it's a pig.
I have it in B. It's a pig and it looks good. Like the pig itself looks good.
The anatomy, yeah. Okay. All right. So I see where you're going with that. All right, sure.
So I have B. So split the difference, C again.
Yep. That's what we're doing.
All right. We're doing great on this actually, because part of my concern was we were gonna have a lot of D's and a lot of S's because we are very opinionated people.
Yes.
But perfect. All right.
Oh,
firearm.
Firearm. Yes, absolutely.
UNLV versus Nevada. Unfortunately, Nevada's leading at 29-21, but firearm.
Not my resurgent rebels. No, they're not.
Yeah. Firearm tier. Perfect. Golden Cowbell, Georgia Tech versus Vandy. Fake rivalry. It's Georgia Tech is leading 2016 with 3 ties. Ciarnan, where are you putting the Golden Cowbell?
D. I mean, yeah, it's a cowbell, but who cares?
And
You
also,
said,
like,
it's a fake rivalry. Like,
yeah.
I don't care.
Also, like, if Mississippi State had a fake rivalry with a cowbell, like, they use cowbells on game day. So it's unrelated to these two. When I think of Atlanta and in Nashville, I don't think cows either.
Mm.
I understand historically, yeah, but now, no.
Sure, yeah. But
so D.
Yeah, D.
Golden egg. Hell.
What?
Lazy. We're adding a lazy tier. This is lazy.
Okay.
It's a football on a stand, but you were too lazy to actually put any effort into making it look like a football. You're just like, it's an egg. So lazy.
Lazy tier.
What do you have it, Ciarnan?
That's a great point. I want to have it at C because I like the rivalry. The Old Miss State is a solid rivalry. It's a year in, year out. What?
We're only doing trophies. Games do not matter.
I mean, okay, fine. D or C. It's cool. I get the concept, but it's basically looks like a Stanley Cup with a golden egg on top. So it's not,
That's fair. I put it in D because lazy was going to go under D.
Yep.
And you said C, so D. All right. The golden hat for the Red River Shootout. They call it a rivalry now, but 64, 51, and 5. Did you say lazy?
Yeah, lazy.
A.
No, get out.
A.
Lazy. No, it's arguably worse than the golden egg.
You couldn't just take gold and make it a circle. You had to actually put effort into making it look like a hat, and it's wearable. It's a trophy designed to look like an article of clothing that you could actually wear. A.
Lazy.
All right, so that would put it at C.
C, yeah.
Up to for you.
That's a lazy attempt at a trophy. Oh yeah, it's wearable. Oh yeah, we wear cowboy hats. Yeah, okay. Think of literally anything else. The Spurs are better than that.
I would like to point out, Ciarnan pointed out, yeah, they wear Spurs in Texas because Cowboys. Cowboy hat in Texas?
It looks dumb. It looks like a dumb trophy. The other one at least looked cool.
That was also a bad picture to use of Sark's
Okay, fine.
face.
But okay, fine. Granted. But that's a dumb if you had if okay, granted bad picture. If there's like some embossing or engraving at the rim where the rim meets the peak of the hat, I will reconsider my options, but until I see that, lazy.
I don't think so. I think it's on the base. Now, it looks like some metalwork to make like the stripe around where the brim meets the hat itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's enough to change your opinion.
I don't think so.
It's just, Let's see if this updates on the fly. I don't think it will. It doesn't.
I have a picture here of it on a stand that has like the Texas Oklahoma Golden Hat Trophy and like the records and things like that. And I would argue that if it was on that stand, I would rank it A with you. But for some reason, I think it's dumb.
I think the fact it's wearable makes it even better. I was seeing for an update. But all right, so we'll stick with our original ranking of C due to you having it in lazy, me having it in A because it's wearable. So I like that. All right, Ciarnan. I have preemptively added the lazy tag for this next one, by the way.
Okay. Oh, God, yeah.
The golden screwdriver for Fresno State versus Hawaii. Fresno State's leading 30-25 with one tie. It's lazy.
Yeah, that's really sad.
It's nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Not nightmare fuel. That's the next one. Sorry. This is just lazy. It's sad. I hate it. They went down to Home Depot, grabbed a screwdriver, spray painted it gold, and stuck it in some turf.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Terrible. Yeah.
All right. Heartland Trophy. Iowa versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin's leading this 49-47 with 2 ties. Ciarnan, where do you have this?
D or lazy, because, and this is purely based on the pick from earlier, this is not even remotely correct in terms of anatomical structure of a bull.
Yeah,
bison,
I'm assuming
whatever.
it's a bull.
Yeah, that is D tier. That is a sloppy job. Like, you can clearly tell it's a bull, but it's god awful. And what is it doing? Its face is in the dirt.
Yeah, I have it as nightmare fuel / blasphemy, because when I first saw this, I remember in the Bible, after
Yes,
Moses
I was
led
literally just going to say
the
this.
Israelites out of Egypt and their prey to the golden bull. This is what I imagined it looked like, except it did say Iowa, Wisconsin at the bottom.
Oh, it did. It 100% did. God was a big football fan. We all know this.
All right, we're going to add a row below. This is going in the blasphemy tier.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
No, that one should be yellow. Why is that one not yellow? I don't like how when you add stuff, it just kind of
picks a color.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. That's going in the blasphemy tier because it's terrifying.
It is.
All right. The Illabuck, Illinois versus Ohio State. Ohio State is running away with this. Another fake rivalry, but even worse. 68-30 with 4 ties. I have a question, Ciarnan.
Yeah.
Why is it a turtle?
I have a better question. Why is it a turtle with bear skin? If you were to tell me that was a hybrid between a turtle and a bear, I'd believe you.
That's fair. Ciarnan, can I admit something?
Go ahead.
I kind of love it.
I do too.
A?
Honestly,
A?
Yeah, A. Give it an A. Give it an A.
Our first A?
I love it because of how stupid it is.
Oh, yeah.
I would give this an S. I would give this an S if it was Ohio State, Maryland. I'd give this an S. But because it's this weird Illinois thing,
yeah.
A. Yeah.
This is one we're going to have to go into why it's the trophy next week. But
definitely.
All right, we have our first A, Ciarnan.
Wow, that's surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, so right now we have the firearms tier, which is the Bridger rifle and the Fremont cannon. Nothing in S. A is the Illabuck. B is the Black Diamond. C, you have the Bronze Stock, the Chancellor's Spurs, Floyd of Rosedale, and the Golden Hat. D, you have the Bronze Boot, the Cowbell, and the Egg. Lazy, you have the Screwdriver, and Blasphemy, you have that disgusting bull.
Yeah. All right.
Here's your quick recap. Iron Skillet. It was different enough from a cup in a bowl to include.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
I think this could have been done well because, again, Iron Skillet's a big part of cowboy culture. What you think of when you think of cowboys. They took a skillet, a large skillet they bought from Marshall's and put a little sticker in it saying SMU TCU. I'm calling it lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be lazy. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is. But, you know,
I feel like if there was some sort of history behind this where like an SMU like undergrad from, the say 1900s, early 1900s, like hit a TCU person in the head with a skillet for some slight, and that was the reason for this trophy, I'd say, yeah, sure. It could be maybe D or C possibly, but yeah, it's lazy. It's very lazy.
If there's no manslaughter involved, it's not going to be anything other than lazy.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Or actually, I said it first, so I don't know why I'm saying I agree with you. All right.
I would say this. I commend SMU and TCU for doing this because at least it's not called the golden something or golden skillet in this case, because I feel like doing golden is like, yeah, okay, we get it. You're trying to be prestigious, but you're not. I'd rather something cool like iron or titanium.
Yeah,
tungsten, the tungsten trophy, like that's cool. But certain amount of goldens, but change it up.
It's the people's skillet, which I respect them for. I still think it's lazy.
It is lazy.
All right. Ciarnan, you're going to need to help me pronounce this. The jeweled what?
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. All right, I was going to pronounce that very wrong.
What were you going to say? I'm interested.
Shillelagh.
All right. That's actually looking at it. Yeah, 100%. That's how you pronounce it, but it's Shillelagh.
Okay, thank you. All right, Notre Dame versus USC. This a real rivalry for some reason. Semi-real. Notre Dame leads 50-37-5. Sorry for the Carson Palmer picture. I could not find a better image of it online. B.
I'm biased. S.
It's
okay. It's really cool. It's unique. It's not golden or ironed. It's jeweled. It's got shamrocks all up and down it. I'm giving it an S. That's a cool trophy.
All right, so it's going in A since I said B.
Yep, that's fine.
And we can review after and make any adjustments. We keep that, we reserve that right. So all right, Jewel Shillelagh and I learned how to pronounce a new word today. Never stop learning.
Nope.
Land of Lincoln Trophy, Illinois versus Northwestern. C.
Yep. I agree with that.
It's cool playing into history. I have a very specific reason for making it C, Ciarnan.
Okay.
You can't wear it.
All right.
This picture pisses me off so much. D.
I'm still sticking with my C, but right, I understand here. Tentatively at C.
Front. Fine. We'll put it at C.
Tentatively. We'll review.
We'll review. All right.
Yeah. We'll get others' input and see where we are.
All right. The McCullough Trophy.
Cool as fuck. S.
I was gonna go C.
No, I'm sorry. That is a super cool trophy. It is unique. It plays to the history. It's got two big teams. I would say a legitimate rivalry. That is a cool trophy.
I think it's cool. I think it's very outdated. I think they need an update.
Well, what would you make it?
You would make it the same thing. You would just change the base.
All right. Okay. I mean, all right. Fine. I would change the base, but that objectively is a cool trophy.
We'll put it at C for now. Or at A for now. Sorry.
Yep.
End of A, but A.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy.
Really, really lazy.
Not a good looking trophy.
I don't even know what the point of this is.
I don't know. I also think it's another semi-fake rivalry.
It's nothing.
It's 47-29.
You know what? No, go ahead and drop that down to blasphemy. I can't look at this.
All right, it's in blasphemy, Ciarnan. We've moved it to blasphemy. We'll move on to the next one. Okefenokee or B.
Yeah, B. It's certainly unique. It's big. You can hold it up over your head, clearly. I like the old school logos on it with the new logos atop. That's pretty cool. Yeah, B. It's a very respectable trophy.
I think. Yeah. We're not doing it because it's in a Miami classroom somewhere, but also the winner of the Florida-Miami game used to get a Seminole War canoe. If Florida beat Miami and Georgia in the same year, they could just canoe and paddle on out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Okefenokee is also a fun word to say.
It is a fun word to say.
So,
what does it mean? Do you know?
I don't know.
That's something we really should know.
No, it's a swamp in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
438,000 acre peat-filled wetland. And it's like right on the Georgia-Florida border.
All right. That's pretty cool.
I went out of my way to not say Florida-Georgia line. I went out of my way to avoid saying that. All right. This one, and we already showed it for a brief second. I said cups, bowls, and cup adjacent things were out. This is not cup adjacent, as cups and bowls you take things out of. You put things into these. The old brass spittoon. Michigan versus Indiana. Like a B.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Give me a B. It's teetering on the line between B and C. I think that's a pretty funny / cool trophy.
All right.
Old brass, that's kind of,
Yeah, it's
heritage. I like it.
It's not gold or bronze. It's
Yeah.
it's not quite the people's skillet, but
Right.
it's the upper middle class spittoon.
Yes. There you go. It's a good one. What do you say,
All right.
B? You're sticking with B?
Yeah, I think we stuck with
All
B
right,
on
cool.
that. Paniolo trophy. Paniolo being the Hawaiian word for cowboy. That I actually did look up.
Yep, I did too.
I did not want to be offensive. 28 meetings between 17, 11, Wisconsin lead, or Wyoming lead, not Wisconsin. I can't read. And this is another reason why the McCullough trophy, I'm probably butchering that. It's probably not pronounced as the McCullough trophy. It's animal chase, like person in front of animal. Now it's a little different because it's chasing, but I don't know, Ciarnan. I feel like if we put that at B, we have to put this at B.
Yeah, I was going to give that either a B or an A. I think, you've got anatomically correct animals. They're both, cowboy or Paniolo. I think that's pretty cool. It's made well, clearly. I'd give that an A or a B, something like that.
We put the McCall in A, I forgot, so we'll put this also in A.
Yeah, that's that. I think that's worth it.
Yeah. The Paul Bunyan Trophy. I'm not suggesting a new tier. I think it should go into blasphemy because it's very homoerotic.
Okay, that's
odd.
Okay. That's an odd thing to say that, but sure. I was going to give it an A.
In some of the pictures, it's very faded, so he looks shirtless.
Oh, all right.
Also, that is not me saying it's not okay. It's just what churches say. I feel like we're going to get in trouble for that. It's fine.
No.
I don't know, Ciarnan. I don't know. It's cool. It's unique. A. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. Give it an A. That's a cool trophy.
It's earned an A. It's earned an A.
Yeah.
It's very unique. All right. Paul Bunyan's axe.
Yes. So I'm a little bit torn with this because this is a weapon, but it's not a firearm.
Honorary firearm?
Yeah, but can we really make that a category? What would you give this? Just as
S.
I agree. I was teetering between S or A, but this is a cool trophy. It's a solid it's great rivalry. It's huge. It is big. Especially when a D lineman like that wields it. You're like, oh, okay, Thor.
Yeah. Also another tie, by the way, 63-63 and 8. Minnesota won last, but yeah, I think this is an S. This is our first S, by the way.
Wow, is it really? That's surprising.
Yeah. So
that's
S.
pretty cool. S tier. Paul Bunyan's axe.
We're
cool.
Pissing off so many people.
Why?
I don't know. They're going to complain that their trophy isn't higher. Also, A.
Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, give it an A.
If the platypus looked better, S. But it looks weird, so A.
I disagree. If that platypus looked better, I would say drop it to a B or a C because it would be pseudo anatomically correct. Because this person has gone in and just sort of molded the vaguest shape of a platypus, I push it higher.
That's true. Also, by the way, Ciarnan, like I added some at the end, so I think we're gonna start flying into S's, by the way.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, I think A is fair for the platypus. I think it's cool combining the duck and the beaver.
Yep.
Great work. S. It's so cool.
That is a cool trophy. That is nothing can take away from that. That's a cool trophy.
Yeah, it's dope. All right, we're flying through the last of these. Saddle trophy. D. It looks like the thing they put birthday kids on at Texas Roadhouse.
C.
C.
D. Go on, D.
D?
Yeah, it's
D.
D.
All right.
It was a hard C for me, but yeah, probably a D.
I'd say high D, but
High,
D,
yeah,
nonetheless.
very, yeah.
It's like a C minus, but we don't do
Yes.
plus or minuses, so D. All right. Is what's next? Is what I think is next. I hope so. I could just go to it, but we're not going to do it. No, it's not. It's D.
D. Yeah.
It's a shovel.
At least it's not golden.
That's it. Is it lazy, Ciarnan? No, they
No.
have writing on it. They put game results on it.
Yeah, no, they have. I would say if they could make this a little bit cooler by making it a pickaxe, and it would go up one. But given that it's a shovel, I'm gonna keep it at D.
I think D. I forgot to put. All right. I'm going to let you grade this one first because I don't want to influence your decision. This is the bones.
That's cool as hell, I think. A.
Oh, I have it at S.
All right, I'll give you S. That's a cool trophy.
All right. Now we're getting somewhere. We're filling in the S's, Ciarnan.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's so cool. The rack of ribs.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I realized for podcasts, this is going to be terrible because we're not going to read them or we didn't describe them in any way. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a video episode. Absolutely. Yeah.
We're still putting it on as a podcast, but check out our YouTube at Tailgate on the Quad. Check out our Twitters or our social medias, Quad Tailgate. We'll put it out there as well so you can watch to see what we're looking at. Next up, Keg of Nails.
C.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's a little boring.
Yeah. If there were nails sticking out of the thing, I would give it a B, but, if it
was bigger.
Or if it was bigger, yeah.
It was like a full-size barrel.
Or if you filled it with beer and they
Yes.
drank out of it after the game.
Yes. All right. The old wagon wheel, Mormon on Mormon crime, B.
B, absolutely.
Think it's a solid B.
It's
plays into the history. It's a full-size wagon wheel.
Yeah. Big old lineman lifting that stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Cool as hell. B. All right. The Palladium Trophy. This is not UAB versus Memphis. Did I write that down wrong? Because we just did UAB versus Memphis.
It's Troy versus Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee versus Troy. My apologies on that, Middle Tennessee and Troy. I am illiterate. B?
Yeah, I'll go with B. B or C. It's a high C, low B type situation. It's pretty cool if the game meant a little bit more. I think we would rank it a little bit higher. It hasn't been played a lot. It's only been played 21 times. So
yeah. C. So I think that's a good rating. All right. Battle Line Trophy, Mizzou versus Arkansas. This has been played 16 times, so less. I'm going to be honest, D.
Lazy.
It's you know what? Yeah.
If there was like, something relating, back in history other than just the actual physical border between the two and like the trophy harkened to that, I would say, yeah, that's kind of cool. But this is literally just it's just a line. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah. No, that is fair. All right. I try to stray away from plaques. This one's a little different. I still think it's a D. I don't think it's that good.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was tempted to give it a little bit higher of a grade just kind of because it's so unique, but you do make a good point. It's cool, it's unique, which makes it a B or a C, and then it's a bit lazy, so it gives it a D.
And it kind of sucks.
It kind of does suck. I get what they're trying to do. Like, obviously, it's the Magnolia Bowl. They're having a magnolia flower on there, but it's half degraded magnolia leaf on a piece of wood.
it's just poor execution.
It is. They could have done it a lot cooler. If they had done
100%.
something so much better, but it was still magnolia plant, S.
Oh,
That's just pure laziness. So
the magnolia plant is not the issue here. The magnolia flower in no way, shape, or form. It's actually the reason it's not lazy.
Yes, exactly.
So, like you said, Southwest Classic, C.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a trophy, but it's not like every other trophy on this list. It's a cool trophy, but it's still a trophy.
Exactly.
All right. Battle for I-75, or Battle of I-75, Bowling Green versus Toledo. I think the fact it's shaped like a highway market boosts it a little bit, but I still think it's a C.
Yeah, it's a C or a B for me. I think it does have a really long history, though, so that's pretty cool. But you're right. It is. I wish they had done a little bit more with it. But yeah, give it a C.
Yeah, okay. I think that's fair. The Royal Rivalry.
S.
S.
Cool.
I don't know if you can wear it. I don't know if you can wear it.
I don't care about.
Well, that's my hard line in the sand, Ciarnan. But you know what? No, So initially, I had a rule that if it has been played fewer than 10 times, it was not being included on this.
Okay. So how many has this been played?
Like 10.
Oh boy, it's exactly 10.
Yeah, or something like that. Hang on, let me. I initially didn't have it on, so I gotta find it real quick. 5.
Oh,
5 times, but as a trophy, it's so fire.
It's fire.
So if we are only doing it by what the trophy looks like, you have to put it in S.
Yeah, it's a really cool crown for the people listening on the podcast. It's a really cool crown, and this particular photo has a purple background, which kind of hits the JMU type vibe to it. It's an S for me. I think that's a really cool trophy.
It's in S.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We have 2 left. I did them in the wrong order. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Cool. I'm smart. The Schellenberger Trophy. Pair of cowboy boots. I don't know if it's much better than the bronze boots we looked at the very first one. So I think D.
No, I disagree. I think that's a B. That's a B because they have taken the time to make the ornate kind of folds that you naturally get in a pair of cowboy boots. It's not just a single boot, it's the both pair. Schellenberger, like, I don't want to say they were his boots or like the boots of this person, whatever, but I think that's a cool trophy to have. I'm giving it a B. It's got a nice shine on it as well, unlike the other one.
You know what, Ciarnan? Actually, I have changed my mind. Also, consider Schnellenberger wore cowboy boots. This isn't just a random thing. I think it's a high B.
A high B? Yeah, okay. See that? Yeah.
I think you talked me into it.
There you go.
And then just that little nugget. I know we said, no, we're not talking about like the reasoning behind the trophies, but I think that's a neat little fact with it. I think it's cool. And it's someone's boots. I think that's the difference between this and the bronze boot. You can point to and go, those were Howard Schnellenberger's boots. The bronze boot, you're like, it's a boot.
Yeah.
So, all right. The last one, Ciarnan.
Here we go.
The most prestigious trophy in all the land. Civil conflict. UConn versus an unwilling UCF. The trophy that UCF won after UConn's coach made it a thing randomly and then just left it on the bench. For the last time, Ciarnan, I think this needs a new tier in its civil conflict.
Okay. All right. I don't even know what it's going for either.
So it was UCF and UConn at one point were the northern and southernmost schools in their conference.
Okay.
So UConn's coach was like, "Oh, I'm going to make a trophy," and UCF was like, "Please don't. This is stupid." And he did it anyway. And then Scott Frost was like, "Please don't bring it to our next game. I'm not taking it." They did anyway. They won. UCF won, and then just left it there.
I want this. No, screw it. I want this to be a thing from now on. I'm just purely based on the pettiness. I want this to be a thing. S.
S?
No, it's like maybe lazy or a D.
No,
but
it's civil. It's in civil conflict. It's its own tier.
Conflict. Yeah.
Under blasphemy.
Yeah, that's good. That's really funny.
All right. You want to review, and then we'll get out of here. All right, our tiers. In firearm, above S, you have Bridges Rifle and the Fremont Cannon. We can't really change that. That's their firearms.
Right.
In S, you have Paul Bunyan's axe, which is a big-ass axe. You have the Ram Falcon trophy, which is just a ram fighting a falcon. You have the Bones, which is a rack of ribs, and you have the Royal Crown, I guess, which is a crown. Anything need to be removed from S?
No.
Okay. Then in A, and we can reorganize with
we will.
The tiers. Then in A, you have the Illabuck, the Jeweled Shillelagh, the McCullough Trophy, the I forget what this one is called, how to pronounce it, not Puntilla.
Peniolo
Trophy, thank you. Paul Bunyan, and the Platypus. Anything have to move in or out of A?
No, I think we nailed it.
Do we need to reorganize A?
No, I like A the way it is.
Okay. Next up, B, the Black Diamond, which is just a black diamond. Schnellenberger's boots, which is a pair of boots. The Okefenokee Ore, which is an ore. The old, some of these I don't need to describe.
No.
That's the old brass spittoon, which is a spittoon that's made of brass.
Shocking.
The wagon wheel and the Palladium trophy, which is, I think, Athena on top of a little pedestal. Anything moving in or out here?
The only one I'd move out was maybe the Palladium trophy down to C. Yeah. Like now that I look at like what else is there.
Yeah, that's true. Reorganizing B at all?
No. I think as it stands, B is fine. If you want to make any adjustments, I'm cool with that. But I think it stands.
I think the old brass spittoon under the wagon wheel.
All right, that's fair. That's very fair.
So, all right. Next up, C, the Palladium trophy. Now, the Battle of I-75, the Bronze Cornstalk, the Chancellor's Spurs, the Floyd of Rosedale, the Golden Hat, the Land of Lincoln trophy, the Keg of Nails, and the Southwest Classic trophy. Chancellor's Spurs, I think, is going to move up to the top of C.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially a low B, Ciarnan. I might have changed my opinion.
Oh, there you go.
I think we'll put that. I think Bronze Cornstalk goes down.
Pig goes up.
Pig goes up. Yeah, pig's going up. Don't worry. To the top of C?
Yes, to the top of C.
Okay. We really fumbled the Palladium.
We did. I'm looking back at it now and going, ugh.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, it was.
Is the Palladium just moving down?
I think, yeah, that's as far as it needs to move. I think we're good there.
Okay. I wanted to give the Golden Hat a little more bit of respect because you can wear it on like the Land of Lincoln. So that's part of the reason why I chose there. All right. Anything going down to D from here?
No, I think we're good.
All right. D, you got the silver spade or silver shovel. I forget what they called it. The saddle, the bronze boot, the golden cowbell, the golden egg, and magnolia. While I hate the golden egg and I think it's lazy. No, golden egg's staying there because it's lazy. And I wanted it in lazy. So I'm keeping it in low D. I actually have no issues with how D is ranked right now.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I would push the Golden Egg to be last if the Magnolia plaque wasn't so bad.
I'm willing to switch them if you are.
I don't know. I think the Magnolia is just so lazy.
All right.
It's so bad.
Fair enough.
All right. Lazy. You have the Golden Screwdriver, the Iron Skillet, and the Border, whatever, the Battle Line Trophy. I have no
Skillet, Battle Line,
top,
Golden Screwdriver.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Blasphemy. This monstrosity of a bowl and the megaphone.
Yes. It's perfect the way it is. Doesn't need any adjustments.
And then civil conflict.
Yes.
All right. I think we nailed it.
I agree. 100%.
So we'll tweet this out. We'll ask you to let us know your thoughts. And I think that's it, Ciarnan. Anything else you want to discuss, cover while we're still here?
No, I think this is a great start to the offseason. I think, given the fact that a lot of this stuff will be in video form now on, I'm excited for. Good to be back after that short hiatus, unlike that 8 months we did previously. So
those were mistakes.
Yes, they were.
Much like my parents' marriage, we should look back on that with shame and regret. It was bad. We lost all momentum, but we're back. I think this is going to be a fun way to do things, kind of some of the weirder stuff. Maybe we'll do some more serious stuff as the offseason goes on.
Certainly.
But I think for now, some silly stuff, some shenanigans. And I don't know, next week, do you want to dive into some of the history of some of these trophies, or you want to do something new?
I don't see why history can't be included in this. That should be fun.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by. Be sure to follow us. I've already plugged this once at Quad Tailgate on almost all of our socials. Tailgate in the Quad on YouTube, which is where this will be going. And everyone have a good, safe, fun rest of your weekend. Try to get through this off season, but we'll be here with you the whole time, unlike before. So that to look forward to probably going to keep the same schedule, I think, Ciarnan.
Yeah, more or less.
Record Wednesdays, drop the podcast Wednesday night. YouTube sometimes takes a while to upload, but we'll definitely be up by Thursday morning. So, all right, everyone. Well, see ya. They're eating the dogs, Ciarnan, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
dogs.
You know that? They were eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to this school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan.